shocked.
What's up, Crackle Addicts? I'm Lupine Fiasco, this is Daily Fab Gameplay, and I love Aurora. I'm having the most fun I've ever had playing Flesh and Blood. Aurora is interesting, complex, and powerful, but more than anything, she brings me back to my days of playing Kodachi Phi. Sequencing and blocking decisions are super important, but Aurora really hits for me thematically in a way that Phi never did. I love this hero so much that all I want to do is talk about her, so that's what I'm going to do. Over the next few weeks, I want to really dig into Aurora tech. So many of her cards are more powerful than they appear, and I know that newer Aurora players may be struggling to understand choices that winning players take for granted. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss any of this. Links to my Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and Fabry deck list are in the video description below. Aurora has a lot of strong cards that promote stronger interactions. Last time we talked about Flicker Wisp and the cards that support it. Today I'll do the same for Gone in a Flash, one of the most complicated and confusing cards available to Lightning heroes. Yes, Acilio players, this is for you too. Gone in a Flash is a fairly straightforward card on paper. This red, zero-cost lightning attack action has 4 power, 3 block, and reads, quote, "When this attacks, the next time you play an instant card this chain link, you may return this to its owner's hand," unquote. Simple, right? Play Gone in a Flash, play an instant, get Gone in a Flash back. Compared to the novel that is Spellbound Creepers, or the implications of melding Burn-Up Shock after fusing Flicker Wisp while Lightning Greaves is active, why would anyone accuse Gone in a Flash of being confusing? The answer isn't in the text, but in the timing. See, correctly playing Gone in a Flash requires you to know the steps of a turn that players will shortcut 90% of the time. The reaction, resolution, and link steps. Here's a handy dandy flowchart. Perfectly clear, right? I can safely assume that you now have a deep understanding of the steps, when you should play your instance, and the ramifications of timing them incorrectly. Well, I need to pad the runtime of this video for the algorithm, so let's pretend that you want me to elaborate. The first thing you need to know is that the link step is where Go Again actually generates your action point. The second thing you need to know is that the link step uses last known information from the resolution step. Simply put, if an attack with Go Again exists in a combat chain link during the resolution step, you will get your action point back even if that attack doesn't exist during the link step. That's really important because Gone in a Flash usually won't exist during the link step. It'll be in your hand because you played an instant. The third thing you need to know is that last known information does not apply to the reaction step. If you played an instant during the reaction step and your Gone in a Flash were to stop existing on the combat chain link because you returned it to your hand, you would not get your action point back and your turn would end. Why does this distinction matter? The answer is that a typical Aurora deck will play instants that work well with Gone in a Flash. For example, Electrostatic Discharge and Signal of Solace, and instants that don't, Channel Lightning Valley and Lightning Press. And you need to know the difference in order to sequence the perfect turn. Let's start by highlighting why Electrostatic Discharge works so well with Gone in a Flash. Simply put, you get its full value even in the resolution step. Discharge affects the next chain link, not the active one, and can be played after the damage step for its full effect. You attack with Gone in a Flash for 4 with Go Again, play Discharge in the resolution step, return Gone in a Flash to your hand, recover your action point in the link step, then attack with Gone in a Flash for 7. Let's contrast that with Lightning Press, which gets no value in the resolution step because it affects the active chain link, not the next one. You attack with Gone in a Flash for 4 with Go Again, play Press in the resolution step, return Gone in a Flash to your hand, recover your action point in the link step, then attack with Gone in a Flash for 4. Or you attack with Gone in a Flash for 4 with Go again, play Press in the reaction step, return Gone in a Flash to your hand, deal no damage, and don't recover your action point. Note here that Gone in a Flash only works with the next instant you play this chain link, meaning the first instant you play this chain link. If you play Press and decline to return Gone in a Flash to hand, you'll no longer have the option if you later play Discharge in the resolution step. Gone in a Flash, Discharge, and an extra action point is a 2-card 11. Gone in a Flash, Press, and an extra action point is a 2-card 8, 7, or 0. We can lump Sigil of Lightning, Sigil of Solace, and even the shock side of Burn Up Shock in with Discharge because they all gain full value in the resolution step. A delayed embodiment, 3 points of life, or 1 point of arcane damage are all good whenever. Channel Lightning Valley is usually categorized with Lightning Press because it needs to see you deal damage for the first time to draw a card. If you play CLV during the reaction step, you'll lose your ability to bounce Gone in a Flash to hand in the resolution step. And if you play CLV during the resolution step after dealing damage with Gone in a Flash, you won't draw a card from it this turn. Electromagnetic Somersault doesn't do anything special with Gone in a Flash. Play it in the reaction step for the somersault effect, or use it in the resolution step for the Gone in a Flash effect, and the result is the same. Blink does do something special with Gone in a Flash, and gives me an opportunity to teach you some advanced flashing techniques, wink wink. At a minimum, Blink and Gone in a Flash is a 2-card 8 points of damage play. Attack with Gone in a Flash, play Blink in the resolution step, return Gone in a Flash to your hand, make an action point, attack with Gone in a Flash. What Blink alone allows you to do is return Gone in a Flash to hand in the reaction step and recover an action point. Why would you want to return Gone in a Flash to hand before it has a chance to deal damage? The answer is defense reactions. If you attack with Gone in a Flash and your opponent defends against it with Sink Below, you now have a priority window in which you can play Blink and return Gone in a Flash to hand before Sink Below resolves. When Gone in a Flash ceases to exist, the chain link will close before Sink Below can resolve, meaning that your opponent will not have the opportunity to sink a card from hand. The same goes for Fate Foreseen, Rootbound Carapace, Sigil of Suffering, or any other effect that happens when the defense reaction resolves. Because your Gone in a Flash would have been fully blocked anyway, you lose no value but potentially deny a lot of value from your opponent. And because you created an action point with Blink independent of any Go Again, you get to continue taking your turn. It's important to note that this trick doesn't work against cards with a When This Defends effect, like Face Purgatory, Barkskin of the Millennium Tree, or Test of Strength. Unlike defense reactions, these effects will resolve before the chain link can close. As an example, Face Purgatory would still force you to discard a card and draw a card for your opponent. Finally, I want to leave you with a quick lesson about the interaction between Gone in a Flash and CLV. As much as these two seem like a non-bow, keep in mind that returning Gone in a Flash to hand with CLV essentially means that CLV drew you a Gone in a Flash. If you have additional ways to abuse Gone in a Flash, say that you have a blue to activate Aurora as well as a Discharge in hand, drawing Gone in a Flash is very good for your value per turn. Here's the real lesson. If your opponent fully blocks your Gone in a Flash, CLV is suddenly an insane amount of value. Getting to return your Gone in a Flash to hand in the resolution step and have a live CLV trigger is one of the best plays Aurora is capable of, and is something to consider if your opponent seems prone to early blocks, or you can bait them into it with something like Burn Up. On the flip side, never fully block an opposing Gone in a Flash with Go Again if you can help it, and if your opponent hasn't dealt damage this turn. you really don't want to let them double dip on value by drawing 2 cards with CLV. In closing, Gone in a Flash is an incredibly powerful value engine with the proper setup and understanding of which of your instants generate value in the resolution step. Remember these 2 things and you'll be fine. The first is the phrase, after damage and in the resolution step I play, followed by the name of your instant. The second is to pick up Gone in a Flash before resolving your instant effect, just in case some asshole tries to shark you by saying you skipped the trigger because you gained 3 points of life from Sigil before returning Gone in a Flash to your hand. I'll be back soon with more gameplay reviews and Aurora deep dives. In the meantime, you can always join my Discord or follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my Patreon for weekly bonus content. Until the next time I see you on Daily Fab Gameplay, take care.